Hey, everybody, it's 7 o'clock. It's time for Love Hacks. MoreJoy Media presents one of the best shows you can find on the internet, no question. And we've got three people. Myself, well, I'm kind of the chump, but we've got two people who are into it. One is definitely the lady who makes it all happen and can tell you how to do what she does. She is the professional love and relationship coach, life coach. And then we've got Billy Riley. And we got all that coming right up. Welcome back, everybody. Hi, this is Lee Bailey, the guy. That's Billy Riley, the other guy. And then that is, without question, the beautiful woman, Lisa Marie, that's here on our little fun show called Love Hacks. And I want to welcome both of them. Hey, guys, how y'all doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Billy, you rocking it?
Good, ready to go, man. Let's do this.
All right. All right. Well, tonight's subject, we're going to be talking about first dates. And I think it'd be very interesting first to start off. I'd like to know, Billy Riley, I'd like you to take me back to the first date you ever went on, buddy.
What?
You remember who it was with and what went through your head getting ready to ask this person to go on a date?
So, friends of my father's, military guy, they had 5 daughters. And two of them will probably be watching this at some point. Was the Lloyd family, and her name was Jennifer Lloyd. And I mean date. I mean, I'm talking date, like date, not hooking up at a dance or 8th grade formal or date. So 10th grade, summer of going into 10th grade, maybe 9th grade. I can't remember exactly, but we went to see Star Wars. So that's 77, 78 when it first came out. And I was nervous. We got something to eat. Your mom drops you off, so it's a bunch of crap. But she's awesome. I mean, she was amazing, and we had a lot of fun. And she's still around. I think she lives in Bethesda. And then we all moved to Alabama. Our parents kind of moved around a lot. We all moved to Alabama. I'm seeing somebody else when they move there, and my buddy Scott Ellis is now married to one of the sisters. So it's a small world. We're all still in touch. So right. Jennifer Lloyd, 9th grade, Jennifer Lloyd, Star Wars, making out in the movie theater, grabbing everything I could grab, and a good time.
All right. So, all right. I'm coming back to you, Billy. I'm coming back to you. Lisa,
I think I've said everything I said. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I do. I'm not going to mention any names, but I was in high school, and he was a lot older than me. He was a few years older than me.
Shocker.
Oh, stop. And I had this huge crush on him, but he didn't notice me because I was so much younger, so I kind of stalked him for a little while. And then one day I finally had a chance to talk to him. And I kind of just, told him I had a crush on him, and so we started going out. So we had to keep it a secret because there was a big age difference, but we actually dated.
What's a big age difference in high school?
It was a big age difference.
So you were in 7th. Yeah. So you were in 7th, and he was a senior. That would be a big age difference.
Pretty much, it was something. It was something like that. So we had to keep it secret for the first couple years. Well, we actually ended up dating.
That's because he didn't want to go to jail.
Well, that too. And but we dated for about 7 years. So
What?
And yeah,
Jesus Christ.
And actually, we're still really good friends. He's married now. He's been married for 25 years, and we're still like, really good friends. We still talk.
That's awesome. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now, Lisa, well, do you remember your first? Well, no, 7 years. So, I mean,
I know where you're headed, Lee. Be careful.
No, I was going to say first adult date. You know, the first time an adult.
Dude, it sounds like she had her first.
Said, hey, would you like to go out on a date? And you guys, but
if
you guys were going together for 7 years. That's into adulthood. So.
If she dated this guy from fifth grade into college, everything first was with this dude. I think you can pretty much encompass the whole thing.
Lisa was in fifth grade and the guy was in college. Is that what you said?
No, he wasn't in college. He was in high school. So you guys, I don't know why I bothered telling y'all anything. You're crazy.
No, thank you, Lisa. That's fine. That was funny. All right, Billy.
Oh, it was beautiful. Oh my God.
The rest of it'll be in my book. It's coming out in the fall.
Right.
All right.
Here's my book.
Billy, when was your first adult date?
So, I mean, again, adult date, like I drove and picked her up and did all that.
Yeah, you had a job. You're out of school.
Well, I'm out of school. I mean, I was dating and worked in high school, but my first adult date doing stuff was probably my senior year of high school, working on a really big soccer, state championship, close to state championship soccer team, dating a local girl, who everybody knows that's even watching the show from Pennsylvania knows. Fabulous family, fabulous girl. We dated the whole senior year, and it was good. And then senior year was over, and that was it. And we went on. But I date like I'm out in life and I'm doing stuff. I was a bartender full time, and I went straight from high school to full game, bro. I didn't have any kind of sideways stuff.
Yeah. I did a little sideways. I did a little bit of college while I was working. I had a couple of jobs while I was working and doing stuff like that. And to tell you the truth, as I was asking you guys this question, no, I did have a few dates. I had a date with a young lady that, but it was difficult because, that's hard. I'm a very gregarious guy, but when it comes down to putting yourself and making yourself really vulnerable by asking with the chance that she's going to say, oh, Lee, let's just be friends. That's the one thing you're so afraid. I was so afraid of. Billy wasn't, I'm sure. One thing I was so afraid of was that I was going to get that friend talk because I had asked other girls before and gotten that. So I was really worried that I was going to go, okay, I'm out. Because I already made a relationship with that person, but I wanted to step it up, take it to the next level, and it worked out okay for a little while, for quite a while actually. But that's what I want to ask Lisa. The first question I want to ask Lisa is, how do you get over the jitters or the fear of rejection when it's a guy? We're talking from a guy's point of view. The guy looking to ask this person, maybe that they've been working with for a couple of years. Maybe somebody they've seen, maybe the bartender that they've been going and talking and flirting with for the last 3 years. You know what I mean? Whoever it is, but now they want that person to know that, hey, I'm kind of serious. I really like you, and I'd like to go out.
Well, I mean, like we talked about before, not everybody is going to like you. Not everybody likes me. I've gone on dates when, the guy didn't call me the next day. So you have to be willing to accept that not everybody likes you, but that doesn't mean you're not a likable person. So you have to go into it knowing that even if this person doesn't like me, somebody else will. It's not the end of the world because everybody likes something different. Some guys wouldn't like me because they only like blondes, or maybe they like somebody that's heavier or taller or whatever. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with me. It's just we all have our preferences. And so you have to think about that before you go and approach somebody and think just because they turn me down doesn't mean I'm not a likable person. It doesn't mean somebody else won't want to be with me.
So if I was to ask you, I'll get to you in a second, Billy. I want to know what you think too. But if I was going to, let's say the scenario is that I know this person, we've kind of done stuff together, maybe volunteered together with a project or something like that, and I'm really kind of enamored with them, and I want to ask them out. We're close, we're friendly, we're very close and friendly, but I want to ask them out. Do I ask them straight out for a proper date, or do I say, hey, you want to? Why don't the three of us, or the four of us, go, have pizza or something? What's your advice on that if I really want to move it to the next level?
Okay, so if a woman is interested in you, you'll know. You'll know by, how close she sits to you, if she's making, she putting her hand on your leg, is she giving you a kiss on the cheek, giving you a hug?
Oh,
You'll
shit.
know. If
Yeah.
you're not getting those signals, then, because women, believe it or not, if we really like a guy, we're not really afraid to speak up, and if you're not getting any kind of signal off of her that she's wanting more than that, then you're probably barking up the wrong tree.
Gotcha. All right, get it. All right, Billy, go for it.
Oh, you guys are killing me. Words like enamored and barking up the wrong tree. I love it.
Shut up.
It's so 1975. Listen, she's
Just
right.
because I use a word
She's
from the
absolutely
thesaurus that
correct.
you don't know.
She's absolutely correct. Well, first of all, let's preface a couple things too. If a girl's coming in and the bartender's her choice, she's already done. Cooked.
I'm the other way around.
She's entering the fox zone. Okay, she's like a hen walking into the fox house. Okay, because if you're coming into a bar and the bartender's your choice, you're cooked. You better have your A game on, because the kill zone is very large, and to get out of the chicken coop, you don't have much chance if the bartender's got any game. Second of all, I agree with her. I agree with Lisa. You know what? I mean, when first of all, if there's any kind of physical spark, which is first, that's out of the gate. You, on a first date, there's something that brought you to that. That's usually physical attraction, or you like something about them. Okay, you don't know them. You don't know from brains, smartness, all the way to serial killer. You got no idea on a first or second date. And you didn't have that idea. Now you can, because you can Google them, run them through Spot Check, all kinds of different sites, or her through sites to find out if, she's got warrants. Does she beat the shit out of people she dates? I mean, you can find all that out. So, I go on a first date, or if I'm enamored with somebody, it's because I'm attracted to them for some reason. Something is got me. And you know what? If right off the bat, they're like, you know what? I don't like guys with capital hats on and green shirts. I mean, you're pretty much fucked. You're out. I mean, it's just nothing you can do about it. But she's right, you turn your I have all kinds of things. You turn your stool toward them. You put your feet on their stool. You make all those advances. If she's turning away, if she's not engaging, if she's not feeling it, and you're not, your chances are probably not good. I agree with her on that. But all in all, you gotta, like I said, I read a great piece maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago. And I read it again and again and again. It's a quick read. And there was a psychiatrist somewhere, and he said, people will know within the first 2 minutes or 3 minutes of a first date whether or not. And for me, that is sensory. Like, does she bring it in for a hug on the first, when she first met her? Does she shake my hand? Do I smell her? What does she smell like? What was the hug like? What was it? Awesome. Hey, it's really good to meet you. I'm a hugger, dude. I bring it in for the real thing. If you're, that's going to be tough now in the new C age, but that's what I do. And I can gauge all of that within a couple minutes ago. Nice hug, felt nice. It's comfortable, so I don't know. I think that's a part of it in the old age. Now it's going to be different. Now there's difference, and hopefully we'll get to that today.
Absolutely. Well, it is absolutely different, and like most people, everybody knows. I mean, I'm happily married, love my wife, and I'm glad because I don't even know where I would friggin' begin.
That's
you
right.
know, when I was back before all that, it was girls hug me all the time, Billy. It's because they felt safe. They could hug me without being more than platonic friends, and they could put their arms around me and drape because they were friends, and because they loved me, and they knew I loved them, and they knew that I wasn't looking for any, or they thought I didn't want to do anything else. Well, they were wrong, but I did keep myself. You know,
I think hugging is a universal greeting. Hugging, Lisa, do you hug? Are you a hugger, Lisa?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, because that
we
is
need to
kind of
meet
like
then,
the
Lisa.
first thing. Yeah, when the first thing you get a hug and you sit there, and right when I'm going in, I'm smelling. It's all olfactory. It smells, touch, everything. And then I sit down and then I start my process. You know, what can I get you to drink? You know, if I got to move a coat around or make sure the stool's good, I go into my process. But that's different now. 50% of things now are going to be a video date or some kind of chat, or you're going to do something that's going to be different than that first meeting.
And unfortunately for you, that's what the woman's doing too. She's smelling and all that, and then that's when it all hits the ground.
That's a good thing I got complete. It's a good thing I have complete game with that.
Well, my buddy Clark Crawford turned me on. He said, CK1, baby. The women can't deny it. Anyway, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. That's what he said, but he's a good guy. All right. So, Lisa, all of that having been said, I still have more questions. Maybe you and I can talk privately. But how do we do this now? How do we do the first date, you know, in this environment, in this atmosphere that we're in right now?
Well, I mean, as long as, you know, nobody's showing any symptoms of being sick and we've been social distancing, you're exposing yourself to one other person, really. So you're safer to go on a date with that person than you would be to just go into a grocery store and get your groceries every day because, you know, you're exposed to a lot more people there. So regardless, people are going to date. You know, it's just going to happen. Virus or not, people want relationships and they're going to date whether it's safe or whether it's not. And, you know, my clients, they're still out meeting people. They're still dating. Right or wrong, they're going to do it.
So Lisa's saying that we're not discussing the C word and there's not a lot of that. And you need to go out and do that. I agree with her. So I'm going to agree with that.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying that people are still dating.
But you cannot tell me it's not part of the discussion. You're not going to say, hey, really looking forward to our first day. Because I think that meeting people out there like that is limited right now. First of all, you're not going in bars unless you're out at a deck somewhere, you know, Harbor Grill or you know, Electric Palm or back deck at Kilroy's. Unless you're out on that and somebody's doing some kind of deck party, you still have to have separation. You're not getting a lot of that right now. You're just not. So you're getting it from sites, or you're getting it from, hey, my buddy Tommy wants you to meet this girl Carly works with, but you start the process, and I guarantee you, in any part of that process, the first few questions are, you know, hey, can't wait to see you, Lisa. Once I get back to the 40 people I'm going to hang out with today for breakfast and chum around with, I mean, you're not going. You know, I mean, you're going to have a discussion, is my guess.
Yeah. Do you have a fever? You know.
Yeah. How's your throat? You know, fever. Let me take my.
Have you had a sore throat? Fever? Have you been outside the country in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be. I mean, Lisa, didn't we talk about this? Isn't there going to be a list? Don't you think there's going to be a list or no? You still think that the 90s, 2000, 2010s dating style is alive and well?
My clients are still out dating. They're still getting together. They're still doing their thing.
Where are they meeting people?
Well, they meet a lot of people online, and then they still go out, and they, like you said, they go to places where there's outdoor dining.
So,
you know.
Well, Lisa hit the nail on the head. You know what? I'm not going to be a pen pal on these sites. I'm going to go 4 or 5 rounds with you to text, and then if you're not one off of me to WhatsApp or Google Hangout or iPhone, you know, if you're not getting me offline to chat with me so that I can start that process, banished.
I mean, we're not doctors. We're not Yeah, we're not doctors, so I really don't want to discuss the virus. And I'm pretty sure most of the people watching are tired of hearing it. If they wanted to hear it, they can
Right.
go on the internet, they can turn on the
Right.
TV, and that's all they're going to hear. So,
Right.
as far as our show goes, we're just going to talk about other stuff because I don't want to give somebody the wrong advice or wrong information or encourage somebody to do something, So I don't
Sure.
want to really talk about that.
I know.
And
It's
I'm sure
Lisa.
people are tired of hearing about it.
Lisa's the professional, so she can't say, "Hey, you need to just date like it's 2000 and
Yeah,
party,
I'm not going
party."
to tell you to do
Right,
that or not do it.
right. You
So
can't.
that's not
Right.
it's not my decision to
Right,
make.
right.
No,
And I
and I
agree
think
with
to
her.
anybody, you
I
gotta,
agree
you
with her.
gotta. What I want to know, what I want to do is find out, how do you, what is? Am I right about this, Lisa? I mean, what it sounds like you've been saying also is it's what you're comfortable with, and if you're comfortable, and that goes cross decades. It's what you're comfortable with. Are you comfortable meeting that person cold at the parking lot of the 7-Eleven, or are you more comfortable meeting at the Outback Steakhouse for the first time? Uh, your comfort level has to be high, right, Lisa?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so I agree with Lisa. Again, I agree with her. If you're on Tinder, then you go meet at the parking lot at 7-Eleven. And then you go meet somewhere else. If you're on Plenty of Fish, it's borderline. You can maybe go meet or do something else. I sent you something today. Both of you guys saw that. I get 3 of those a day. Hey, here's my credit card number. Come do this because I want to do this and this. You think I'm kidding? I get it all the time. And that's fine too. But I am firm believer that right now, July 29th of 2020, the death year, I'm telling you that people, I met a wonderful woman. Okay. She's probably watching from Maine with her daughter and traveling, and they're probably getting a kick out of this. She's fabulous. Nice lady. We have hit it off. But in the second or third text, I said, "Hey, let's do this." She said, "Hey, I'd love to video chat." I'm like, all in. Perfect. So we started video chatting because in April, you weren't doing anything. I don't care who you are. The first few weeks, everybody's like, "Oh, am I going to die if I look at somebody wrong?" So, I think that the video things were big. And after the third talk, we're 2 or 3 hours in. I'm like, this is like 3 dates. You just saved me $200 in salads, coffees, and a bunch of desserts. So I'm very thankful for you for that. That's what this was.
yeah,
And she was like, absolutely, I completely agree. I said, good, because now I'd like to call you some more and do this. So we're into the second and third week of this video stuff. And by the time I saw her live, oh my God, it was like 2 freight trains. So, Carrie Crawford chiming into unicorns here. Here we go.
Oh.
I love her.
I guess some people
Hey,
aren't that worried about social distancing.
I guess not.
Hey,
Hey,
Lisa,
what the hell?
Lisa, good luck with that, rock star. Do you want to address that question?
No. I don't think it was a question. It was a statement.
Oh
I'm just
no,
gonna
it
let.
certainly was, and she's fabulous. I love her. She's
Oh, yeah, it was not a question. That was a
right.
statement with an exclamation.
So I'm gonna
The club
stay out of
is
that
open.
one.
She is my personal assistant.
Yeah.
She has her orientation. Just
All
like
right.
if you're gay, if you're gay, you're gay. If you're this, you're this. That is her orientation, and she's the first one to tell you, man. I spent this last weekend up in Maryland, and then we went to Pennsylvania. Fabulous clubs. I love it. I'm mesmerized by her, so I love it.
Cool.
All right. They're coming to get Billy.
Yep.
They're after Billy. Here they
Actually,
come.
that's my heart attack because I got a few stories from Carrie. I was
Oh,
like,
I know it's an ambulance. Yeah, no, I knew it was an ambulance. So, Lisa,
Yeah.
what other advice would you give people as far as, like, the person they've communicated, they know that they want to go out on a date. It can be either one can ask the other on a date, right? Nowadays, in this time and age, a girl can ask a guy out, a guy should ask a girl out. Do you discuss up front whether or not it's going to be Dutch or is who's going to pick up the tab? Do you discuss that kind of stuff? I'm asking real questions here, Billy. I'm just saying.
dude, you're asking questions.
Well,
you're asking
that's
questions
an
from your
interesting.
grandfather's time.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting question.
You better answer it right.
Okay.
If a guy
In my
asks,
opinion, I'm very old fashioned. And if a guy asks me out on a date, I assume that he's offering to pay.
that's
Okay.
right.
I always make sure that I have enough money to cover the check in case he doesn't. But I'm very old fashioned, and my thing is if you ask somebody out on a date, you pay for it.
I
That's
agree. I'm
that's
100%
how I
on
look
board.
at things.
You have to
Hey,
look at
hey,
it that way.
Billy. Hey,
What?
Billy.
What?
What were you just saying?
I agree with her 100%. Hey, what's up? There she
Hey
is
Pam.
from Maine. Hi, Pammy. That's my girl. I'll tell you what. I'll say this.
I've heard a
She's
lot
fabulous.
about you, Pam.
See that? She's fabulous. They
He
climbed a
talks
mountain.
about you all the
They
time.
climbed a mountain today at 4:00. She's with her daughter, mommy daughter time, and she's having a blast. I couldn't be happier for her and Katie. So I have no problem, identifying her and what's happening. I think at the end of the day, every woman should expect that. I have a friend, another friend, who when she goes out, she expects to pay Dutch because she's a professional woman, and Helen Reddy is her favorite singer. So she is woman. Hear her roar in numbers too big to ignore. So she wants to pay half all the time, and that's fine. I agree
Yeah,
with that
there's
also.
nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that because she's in control of that part of the hemisphere. I'm from Charleston,
Right.
South Carolina. That's not any part of me. I mean, I don't do any of that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
I'm paying for the date.
Let me tell you, and I got to tell you, when the bill comes, I immediately pick it up. If the woman with me says I want to pay half, then I say okay. I don't say no, no, no. I got this, and try and be all this big. If you ask if you can pay half, you're gonna pay half because I'm good with
You're
that.
done, and you're done for the second date. Hey, Lisa, do you mind?
Yeah, to me personally, if
out.
I'll offer sometimes, I'll offer,
And if
but
he
if they
accepts,
accept that, I'm like, no. I got two
Well,
kids
I don't
in
want
support
that.
already. I don't need a third one.
No, I'm going with. I don't want her to ask. I want to take care of it. And if she says I want to take you out and I'll pay,
so
okay,
now
that
that's
sounds
different.
good.
So now you're at a different
You
thing.
should still
So
pay.
you
And I
should
would,
st-
You
I
should
would.
wait until she goes and wait till she
Right.
goes off to the restroom, get the check,
uh,
and then say, hey,
Right.
I already took care of
And
it. You can get the
that's
next one.
exactly what I would probably
well,
do.
I'm not afraid
Yeah.
of saying either. The financial situations being what they are and doing stuff. I'm out when I'm out with my friend. There'll be times where she'll say, listen, I've got this. And I'll say, well, I'll take care of the tip or I'll do something. I'm not so regressed into my manhood that I have a problem with it on the other side. I just know by the time I rebound, there'll be things I'll take care of and I'll be able to be back in that. But it's really an issue. And I think that a woman like Lisa, if I said, hey, no problem, you take care of half, or anybody else I'm dating at some point, they're going to say, not my thing. Not my thing. I just, that's my assessment.
Right. Yeah, and I'd just rather go ahead and pay. I mean, I just want
It's whatever. A lot of women, they want to pay because they don't want to feel like they owe the guy something, or they don't want the guy to expect anything.
There you go, Carrie. Right.
Yeah, Carrie says I offer to pay the tip.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and if the person wants to do that, then that's okay.
Yeah.
But
There's nothing wrong with that.
But again, like you just said, when she gets up to go straighten her dress or whatever, and she goes off to the powder room, whatever it is, you like the word powder room, Billy? Anyway, she goes off to the
archaic
toilet.
Spell it with me. Archaic.
All right, she goes off to the pooper. Is that what you'd rather say? Then I'm probably going to take care of the whole thing. You know what I mean?
And you know what?
Change. Have a nice day.
You got to plan for that. I mean, I think that men, machismo, whatever word you want to look for. I don't know the word from 1970, so I can't help you out, Lee. But it's
gentleman.
Gentleman.
Called gentleman.
If you want to be a gentleman, okay, I'll go with that. If you want to be a gentleman and that you want to do that, you need to think that way. And I told my other friend that, and she's like, well, that's just. And I said, so how did the first 2 dates go that you went out with this guy? Oh, I paid for this, I paid for that. I said, and he's still around? Out of your mind. Even the second date, you paid half. I mean, What do you discuss it when you're in there? Yeah, I'll take care of the muffins. You take care of the lemon meringue pie. We'll split the wine. I mean, how does that discussion even happen?
Yeah. No, that's a discussion. That's a discussion you have after you've been engaged and you're dating, and you're engaged to get married, and then she goes, hey, I'll take care of the pie. You take care of this.
Well,
it depends on the woman. If it's a very classy woman and she's very decent and polite and respectful, you should absolutely be a gentleman. If she's a different type of person, other than that, then whatever. Let her pay it.
If she makes a load more money than you can just tell her, you're picking this one up.
Well, and that's I don't know. I still think you're onto something.
Yeah, you still got to be a gentleman.
And let me tell you something else. I'm not going to leave anything on the table here. If you're third or fourth date and you're paying for everything and things are going well, and then something else goes well, and you might have something else going on, then you're not worried about that money. You already know what the reward's going to be coming out of that thing. So I'm telling you, and girls know. And listen, guys know it, and so do girls. She can put her hand over her face and say, "Oh my God!" She knows what I'm talking about. All right. I've never been there. Let's try that. Stop it. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that it's tit for tat, or bad word.
No, it's not. It's not a business transaction, Billy.
Right.
It's not.
Well,
it's not. Yeah.
It's not a complete business transaction, but there are. I'm telling you, there are women out there that get it. You're not telling me. I'm in the game. I'll tell you about last month. You're not in the game. I know how it works with many women. They know what their assets are. They know how it's going to work. They'll go out and dinner.
Okay, Billy. Who gets the final say in whether this relationship's going to move forward or not? The man or the woman?
Woman. Always with a woman.
Okay.
I think.
So, yes. And that's just the way life is. I didn't make it that way. You didn't. Okay.
I'm talking about dates. We're talking about the dating thing. And
right. But it's always going to be the
relationships. We're just talking about like the date.
Right.
We're talking about dating, but it's the woman's choice of who she wants to date. It's the woman that's going to decide if she wants to go out with you or not. It's not going to be you.
That's not always.
Well, not all the time. There are occasions. There are occasions, I think, when
I'm saying
if you really likes the guy, and if the guy says, "Nah, we're done," then it's done.
Right. But I'm saying if you like a woman, it's her option whether she's going to accept that or reject you.
Agreed.
That's the way it is. So it's in your benefit to be a gentleman and be nice to her.
Right.
Always.
I agree.
Always. And any guy who's not is just worthless to me. I mean, I would think. I mean, I know I'm not in the game, but I watch the game play out a lot.
I'm sure he'll get dates, but
they used to call that show. What was that show? Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, Billy. You know how I know I'm in the game? You're my friend. So I see how the game is played on your end.
And it's difficult. Listen, I'm a single guy. I mean, I've got this life coach who's like this really fabulous person who's explained to me that, this is the dating style you have. This is who you are. And I had to reflect. I've had to reflect the last month of, am I really that guy? And the more I reflect on it, she's dead straight about the guy I am. I mean, I as a middle-aged man, I'm an attractive guy. I think that's what I hear from her. I'm approachable. I do fun things. I'm fully projectable. That we don't wait in line. We're going to go to nice places. There's tickets available for everything. Nothing's sold out. I'm somebody that a quieter woman or I may or may not be that cup of tea. May not like the Tom Selleck porn stash. It's not going anywhere. I mean, it's just a game. So all of those things being considered, I get in it. It's nice. 6 months go by, a year go by, in your second year, and things are really getting and then you got to have a strategy. What's the long-term plan? And I haven't had one. And she's right. This person's right. So when you go to Lisa Marie, you're going to get straight answers. You're going to get honest opinion, and you like it or don't like it. It's your money and your time that you're paying her to do. And she's going to tell you, listen, your shit is fucked up. cut the crap. Or guess what? You're this fabulous guy. You have so much going for you, but you're going to be stuck in a 3 year plan. And guess what?
Okay.
The last 7 years, 2 to 3 year plan. 2 year,
Right.
1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 2 year, and that's been the last, and but I'm not doing that anymore. I have met a couple people. I'm looking at something. I'm still extricating myself from another issue that has really confounded me, and I'm addressing it. It's not like I'm machismo through it. It's an issue, and I got to deal with all of those things.
Lisa?
Yeah, and I want to just add a little something to that. Most people repeat the same cycles in life over and over and over, and they get the same results.
Yep.
And they do the same thing over, and they get the same results.
What's
so
the
what I
definition
do,
of stupidity?
Right. So what I do is I identify it. Here's what you're doing over and over, and that's why you're getting the same result. Here's what you could do different and get a different result, a better result, the result you actually want. And that's where I can help people.
That's the definition of stupidity, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same result.
But that's how most people operate.
Right.
Right.
See, there's Carrie. There you go.
Billy does work for it.
That's right. And I work for it, and I have nice people, and I've met fabulous women, but I've chosen broken women. I'm broken. I mean, you get into your 50s, and guess what? Your luggage is as big as anybody else's, and so is theirs. And they've got older children they're dealing with. You got everybody's got junk in the trunk and crap, and you got to deal with. You have to find a way to deal with it. But I didn't know a lot of stuff until I started working with you, and I got to look and wake up in the mirror and go, "Damn, she's right. Hate that. I freaking hate that she's right." But you know what? But I had a fabulous woman for 3 years that if I'd have met you 2 years ago, it would have been done. It would have been, I would have been with this woman for a long time. But then the reality was, no, I wouldn't, because she's nowhere in any type of scenario to be in that. And so we enjoyed 2 or 3 years. But I look back and I'm like, if I'd had those 2 or 3 years with somebody I could have built, it would have been different. But now it's different. Yeah. Now I look at my life differently. I'm looking for a new place.
You've come a long way in a short time, Billy.
Well, well, because I'm open to it now, and I'm open.
You're self-reflective now. You can look at yourself say, "Here's what I've been doing, and that's why this keeps happening." And that's a good,
And when we started, I told you the only reason I was going to work with you, and this is importantly for everybody that listens to our show, you got to find somebody that you're going to understand, that you respect, and that is going to tell you this is what is wrong with you. And if you don't want to listen to them, you won't. And I want to be better. I want to be a better man. I want to be a better person. I have a lot of skill sets, but I have a lot to learn. I have things I've got to do. And in order for me to do that and meet somebody fabulous and think I have a chance to keep them, like my friend in Maine, if I am going to do that, I have got to adjust. I got to make differences.
It's really easy to judge other people, but it's hard to judge yourself.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And I'm fabulously overwhelmed by you and what's happening. But that doesn't mean I'm changing my first date standards or the 5th date rule. I'm not. I'm going to stay with that. But I now know what I'm visualizing once I get in that, because I already know that that's the easy part for me. Meeting somebody, engaging, I'm fun. I can carry a conversation. I'm listening to them, and there's fabulous things going on. And there's lots of opportunity. But I'm looking for, the mountaintop. I'm ready for.
Well, a lot of times what people do is we continually go after the same type of person. And that's a big problem too. And a lot of people don't realize that you keep going after the same type of person, you're going to get the same result. So look at what your type is. Is that really what you want? Is that really, because you know how it's going to end. So think about that too.
Yeah. And whatever the saying is, when you keep repeating yourself, you keep getting the same answers and you get the same reaction.
The best predictor of the future is the past.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, I'll tell you, I that's part of the discussion too. When you're going through your first date process, I could rifle through a dating site and go, no, are you kidding me? Get out of here. Wait. Oh, yes. And then, So to catch the audience up, what Lee's doing, everything. I've been sending them pictures from profile sites of
so funny.
girls with filters. I had one today. I sent them of
yeah, it was great.
really nice woman with devil horns. Yeah. Hey, take the picture. Love hand hearts. I'm like, a woman in Machu Picchu, obviously on a private tour that, with and then the next picture is her 3 chihuahuas. And I'm like, what is that? So
yeah, well, we talked about profile pictures before.
God.
So.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to first dates. Hold on. Let's get back to first dates.
Oh, wait, I do have one more thing that I want to add about the profile pictures. About 90% of all the guys that are on these dating sites have at least one picture of their Harley Davidson on it. Right. So that doesn't really make you stand out from the crowd.
I went to Harley Davidson Fairfax and pushed a bike out into the parking lot. Took a picture.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't ride a motorcycle, and I don't have my sports truck in that picture. Yeah. I have, I try to do. I think that I didn't go into any kind of savvy site look, but I have a dressed up picture. I've got a couple social pictures, thoughtful picture, but I don't have any of these. I'm not,
And there's nothing wrong with having a motorcycle. I love riding motorcycles. It's great. I'm just saying that. When I go onto the dating sites, I see hundreds and hundreds of motorcycles.
Right.
Hey, you know what mask I want to put on for dating site? This one.
Right, that'll work. Dude, I've seen 5 of those already. I've seen women with the mask and glasses. I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want, Patty Hearst.
But this is when I get the biker thing going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got to have that picture. Gotta have that picture.
Oh my!
And I gotta have this picture.
Oh my God! Hysterical.
Oh, just and then the other one is the pictures with the middle fingers up. Oh, that's classy. I love those. Oh, you would be surprised. Oh, you would just be amazed that people would actually. I'm like, that is so.
I don't get that. I never have been able to understand that. Also, especially when it's a female that you're friendly with and you like them and they know you think they're beautiful. You want to take their picture and they look at you and go, oh, and they.
Yeah. Oh, and then to put that on a dating site is like, oh,
why
my
would
God.
they do that? That just drives me nuts.
I mean, I know that each one of us has probably given somebody the middle finger at some point in our lives. Okay. But to put that on a dating site is just, it's a little
my God. Well, we can go a whole lot of different things.
Yeah, I know.
Different sites.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a site on Facebook now. We had one guy on there that's over 10,000 people with all about the chugs. We had him on our Monday night lead back. Yeah. And there's another one out there, and it's called Corin Breast Things. Corin something. And it's 25, 30,000 people now. Started out as bartenders and stuff, but you can't be nude because the Facebook won't allow that. So you have the little emoji things in the right places. And I'm telling you, guys, wait, it's all morning, guys and girls on this site. Like, and it's given a forum to, you don't have to be a knockout model to put your stuff up there. And people are encouraging. Heavier set, this, that, but all different.
That's classy. I love that. I love it. That's just.
I'm like, I mean, and you're not going there to meet them or date them. It's just, I just find it interesting in this time and age that.
And I'm sure they get a lot of dates, and
right.
I'm sure it works out great for everybody involved.
I guess.
But in my practice, I don't deal with any kind of mental disorders or any kind of code. I don't. I can identify those people very quickly. I am not I'm not a medical professional. I don't work in the mental health industry. So I can see those things as mental disorders, and I don't take those people as clients because they need to seek a doctor for those type of issues. I don't deal with that.
I agree with you. I think that, we've got a lot of people in this world, though, that do the old flash thing for the fun of it. And they're not mentally deranged or something wrong with
No. I mean, a lot of people were just raised in a in a toxic environment or whatever. And
Yeah,
they, you know what I mean? It's not their fault. They just never matured out of that. And
right. Sure. And
that's
there's
okay.
a lot of guys that way. They
Yeah.
need a lot of
Yeah.
maturity, as you
Yeah.
know. So back to
Right.
first dates. Anything else, Lisa, that you would give advice to somebody? Let's start with the guys. What would the advice you would give to guys about first dates? What do you think? What do you think is the best plan of action for a first date for a guy?
You have to learn, kind of like what we talked about. You have to learn how to read, is she really interested or whatnot? If you're going to just start leaning
Okay,
in, and just wanting that kiss, I'm just going to
Yeah,
be
but
like,
you guys are missing the
let me
point. Okay,
pivot.
you're already missing the point, Lee.
Yeah,
It's not
no, I know.
the first date is not like the 80s or 90s dating.
I know.
The first date, all of that is vetted. And right now, it's all vetted. Phone calls. Do you want to? Do you like my texting? If I send you little happy faces and love hand hearts, are you happy with that? All of that stuff is. That's all vetted. So, I mean, you're addressing things that on a first date that's already
Okay.
vetted. It's already vetted in this day and
Okay.
age.
okay.
I mean,
So the one thing I always say is, don't just go out and, spray the field and just date everybody because you're going to go broke taking all these women out to dinner.
right,
Really, just pick
right,
one that you really, really like and just focus on that one.
right.
And try to,
But make sure that's a vice versa. That's a vice
right,
versa.
right, that too.
And you don't get to ask that on the first or second date. Somebody should say, "Hey, by the way, I'm out of a relationship. I am not looking to get back down into this right now.
Well,
I
like
am
you
looking.
just said,
I am dating around, and then I'll
Billy,
know."
Billy, but just like you said, though, we've already vetted that part of it. We should
No,
have.
you haven't vetted that part down yet. Not on the
No?
first
Okay.
date. No. Have you, Lisa? I mean, you don't come right off the bat and say,
No,
"I'm really looking for."
before the first date,
That's what I'm saying.
during regular conversation.
Even in the phone calls and the first parts, and you've met them and you got the number. Lisa, you're not coming right out of the gate and saying, "Hey, I just want to make sure I really like you, Billy, but you need to know that I've got other things going on." That's not a first date thing for you, is it?
God, that'd piss me off. If we did all that talking,
That's
and you
what
didn't
I'm
bring it up,
saying.
and we went on a date, and I'm spending $300 on the first date, and you go, "Well, I just want you to know I have other stuff going on." I'd be like, "You're paying half the bill."
That's right. At least if you're spending $300 on a first date, you better, and without a happy ending, you're in a big trouble anyway. So,
See, that's not Billy. Shut up.
dude,
That sounds like a working
$300
girl to me. I don't know.
$300 on a first date. You're out of your mind.
I'm not saying that I would. I don't know that I even ever have. I'm just saying.
You could probably get more for less off of Craigslist,
I'm saying.
I mean, if you're discount shopping,
but
you know what I mean?
really like that girl, and you guys have been talking, and you want to impress her, I mean, $300 is a lot of money. No
Okay,
doubt.
no, we're not talking about
All right,
prostitution
let's
or
go
anything
back.
like
All
that
right, let's
here.
go back, Lisa. I'm asking you a question. So it's
Okay.
you're down to now. You've had the calls and the vetting and you're on the phone and you're doing stuff. As a guy, I don't even go there. I don't say, "Hey, I've been talking to you now for X amount of time." I will I'll hound around it a little bit. I'll say, "So I'm really looking forward to meeting you." I mean, and you'll know you'll know by the conversation. And I have found that women will come off that much easier than men will. I have found this. Women will say after about the third or fourth phone call, "I'm really looking forward to meeting you. I can't wait." And this, I just want to make sure that you understand that this is kind of where I'm at in my life. And if you don't have a skill set to understand that woman's issues and time and I'm out of a marriage, divorce. Lisa and I have talked about I've had a spouse that passed away. All of those things, you've got to be able to mentally say, "Okay, I just need to entertain. I need to be nice and kind and take care of those things." That on a first or second date is probably more than vetting the whole process, right, Lisa?
Well, I don't think you should get to know each other. I think you should get to know each other before your first date. I think
Yeah.
you should actually become friends, know enough about each other to even see if it's worth your time to go and meet this person.
But
I don't think that
you don't take away the extras. You don't take away the feelies and the warm hearts and bubblies. Because if I'm on the phone with somebody on the third date and she's on the third phone call and we haven't set the COVID place yet. We're not going to 6 feet. We decide we're going to meet for coffee and outside somewhere or something. And I already know she's dating somebody else, or I already know she's got something on. I'm not even excited about that. Why would I even be excited?
Why would you go?
I mean, what? That's
Why
right.
did you go on a date with her? She's already dating somebody.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say.
But what I'm saying is that women are actually human beings, believe it or not. And
Yes,
so if you build and we actually want an emotional connection, not a you buy me dinner and I'll sleep with you thing. We want an emotional connection.
So
all right?
you're not going to blow that right out of the gate. You're not going to blow the chance at that right out of the gate. Even if you are dating 3 other people. If you're dating 3 other people and you kind of like this guy and you don't know yet and you're trying to figure it out, you're not going to tell that guy, hey, I really like you, but I'm just letting you know.
Well, number one, I'm not going to go meet a total stranger anywhere. I'm just not going to do it. Not in this day and age. There's so many crazies out there. I'll end up dead in a ditch somewhere.
I thought you just said that there are people meeting like that. Did you not say that?
I did say people are still meeting, but they're getting to know each other more first.
Okay.
They're doing the video chats. They're getting to know about this person.
I agree.
Before, if a guy just messages me, hey, when are we going out? Never. No, you're a total stranger. I'm not freaking stupid. All right. People get murdered every day. I'm not going to just meet some strange guy off the internet.
Right.
If it's somebody that I know and I've talked to and I trust and we've built that rapport, then I might go. But to hit my inbox and say, when are we going out? I got your answer for you, and you're not going to like it.
Right. All right. So that's how it goes. So we know, and you just discussed this, both of you. I think what I wanted to say to Billy was, Billy, you know the questions to ask in those first phone conversations to figure out what this girl's all about.
That's right.
Right. So that when it comes time for that first date, there's a little bit of romance involved.
That's right.
You already vetted her out. You know you like her. You want to go on a date. So you want to do something a little on the romantic side, right, Lisa?
Yeah, you should have an idea what the person is expecting.
I mean, not $300 meal. Okay, I'm being silly there earlier.
$300.
But I'm going to tell you
$300.
this. If I take a girl to coffee and I buy her a cup of coffee and she says, oh, thanks so much. Oh, by the way, I have a boyfriend. I'm pissed off at 45 cents.
Okay, here's another thing. There's nothing more sexy than coffee breath. That is the worst freaking date you could ever take somebody. Don't ever ask somebody out to coffee.
You have to vet that.
Because
I hate coffee.
Let me say something to you guys.
Coffee breath is the least attractive thing ever.
Well, first of all,
there's nothing romantic about drinking coffee with somebody.
First of all, you're not listen, let me tell you something. Coffee is the best first or second date. If you're not real sure, you don't want to get caught at an hour date. You can go meet somebody for a drink or coffee. My expectation when I go meet for coffee or tea or whatever is not, okay, I'm going to deep throat her after the fucking latte. Okay? That's not my expectation.
Billy,
okay?
Why? I work so hard with you and I get nowhere.
No, that's not true. Because you have to vet the process.
Wait, women like romance. There's nothing romantic about
meet.
No.
50% of those daters want to meet the first or second time.
I'm not going to sit there. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to. You know what? There's girls that'll do it. Good for them. Good luck, girlfriend.
So
what he's saying.
Hold on.
Oh, wait. What a guy is saying when he says, let's go to coffee, he's saying, I'm not going to spend more than $5 on you because I don't think you're worth it.
No,
and you know what my answer to that's going to be? No. Right. Take your coffee breath down the road.
No. But you
go back to Craigslist and start paying for it.
You're absolutely incorrect. I have not met you yet. I don't know exactly how that physical thing is going to be. You look great right now, but you're sitting down. I don't know what the rest of. I have no idea what the whole thing is going to be like. Okay, so if I want to meet you for coffee, that's a safe date. That's a 20-minute. How you doing? Looks really great. Great. Or a first drink. You're in and out. And guess what? If that drink leads into a whole nother appetizer and dinner, and if coffee leads into a breakfast, great. I mean, more win to you. But if you, at this day and age now, if you've dated somebody a lot, I can tell you there's not, I'm talking for a guy and somewhat for me, you're not going to have first dates where you're like, hey, let's go to Artie's and let's go have an hour and a half on a first date, unless you've had a ton of video dates and everything else. Just doesn't occur.
Hey, can you take a critique here, Billy?
No, from you? No,
not from
I'll
me.
take it from her.
How about this one? Kathy O'Neill Bowman.
Yeah, I know. I've seen her before, and I've gotten plenty of her feedback.
So this is why she didn't go out with you.
Yep.
What'd I tell you, Billy? Was I right? Was I right?
Nope. And guess what? And here's what I really appreciate. She can say that. Here's.
Oh no, we lost Billy, Lisa. Okay, so Billy crashed out.
Fell out.
I think maybe Kathy called him or something.
Yeah.
All right, so we're wrapping up the show, Lisa, and Billy's right, absolutely, a lot of what he was saying. But I will say this: what people need to remember, and I want to get your input on this. I think it's pretty simple input, actually. But the deal is, well, Carrie Crawford says she disagrees with Lisa. She prefers a quick assessment for chemistry. So maybe that means.
Thank you very much.
And there are different.
Let me finish
different things.
Yeah, they do.
And let me finish.
Let
me finish up. I'm not going to wait. Because you put up that little blurb because you thought it was funny, and it wasn't funny. I engaged with her. We went back and forth on the engagement. She said her piece, and then she blocked out of the site. I never even got a second or third time to say, "What are you even talking about?" I was crass. She's full of shit.
I know.
That's what I'm not crass. Hey. I'm not ever crass.
No.
And don't shush me again. Don't shush me again. End of story.
I want to talk.
If you're going to put that shit on the screen, not when you put that shit up on the screen. Not when you put the shit on the screen.
All right. Listen.
Go ahead.
I back you 100% on that. Okay. I back you 100% on that.
That's okay.
And people say things that, but I know you've got thick skin.
I've got no problem. Yeah, that's right. I got no problem with that. Her putting that up there. But you notice she said he was crass and he did this. And then she rebutted and zipped. It's like, hey, you big jerk. Boom, gone. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Cracked me up. Right. But that's okay. That's why she's been single for 9 years. Enjoy your life.
Oh, okay. So I don't even know what I wanted to say anymore. I wanted to ask Lisa about whatever.
I love it.
This thing just went way downhill.
Didn't mean to get you angry. Sorry about that.
Oh, I'm not angry. You're fine. I mean, I love that stuff, but I want to answer it. You put it up there, and then you went on to something else. I didn't even finish what I was saying, and I tried to adjust my thing, and it zipped me off the screen. Listen, I enjoyed my conversation with the girl. Never once asked her out. She liked something I liked. We talked a little bit. She had a couple things to say. It went about 10 rounds, which is 5 rounds too many on the text. She's probably a very nice lady and girl. And she's probably a very nice person. But when it even got to that next thing, I said, let's video, let's do whatever. Listen, I can get my ass kicked with the best of them. Trust me, she's sitting right in the middle. Lisa Marie is an ass kicker.
Yeah. I wanted to give a shout out to some of the people who've tuned in here as we're ending the show. Martin Strange, Kenneth Cornell, Clark, and Billy Riley.
Kenneth Cornell. I love Kenneth Cornell. I love Kenneth Cornell.
Kent Daniel Valencio, Samantha Barker. I know her. She's Steve Day, Jason Scott Watson, Mike Tompkins, Carrie Crawford, Christopher Daniel, Naveed Gill. There's another one here. Hold on a minute. I just wanted to say hi to these people and thank you for reacting. We always want people to like and share the program.
Right on.
Or not like it. One, Fred James was on. He put a big laughing, ha ha. He thinks it's a great show. He thinks there's lots of good, fun stuff going on with it. And, we appreciate that. I want to show my appreciation to all those people. And we want to also say tonight, as we're closing, y'all, this girl right here with us, who is an ass kicker, as Billy said, She's also absolutely beautiful. She's got a heart for disabled veterans. She's going to be giving, when she wins the Maxim, which she's not doing without you guys, until 10 tonight, every bit of money that you put into votes for Lisa, you get 2 votes for every dollar. And every dollar goes to the Wounded Warrior Project. You guys, there's not a more beneficial people to give your money to.
How's that coming, Lisa?
Huh?
I think the last I checked, about an hour ago, I was in second place. So I need a lot more votes, a lot of donations to Wounded Warriors if you want to see me on the cover of Maxim half naked.
You know, listen, you know what? I'm not going there. Why did you throw that out there, Lisa? I'm not going to say, hey, I want to see that.
I'm just saying, no, I'm joking. I'm doing it because my father was a disabled veteran, and it's to raise money for veterans. But whoever raises the most money for veterans in the contest gets on the cover of Maxim magazine.
There you go.
I'm in second place right now. Voting ends tomorrow. But you can get double votes up until 10 o'clock tonight. So if anybody wants to go and make a donation for me and get me on the cover of Maxim magazine, I will send you a signed copy of it if I win.
Awesome. Well, that's a great prize.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. Yes. I just looked at it, Lisa. You are currently in second place. So we got to get her over the top, guys, tonight.
Yes.
Until 10 o'clock, 2 votes for every buck. That if you donate $100 to the Wounded Warrior Project, Lisa gets 200 votes.
And I would be so grateful for that. Yes.
It's gotta be like that's like the bellwether where you're at. It's like 100, 200, 300 votes rotating between the top 3 back and forth.
I have to raise about $10,000 each day just to stay in first place. This is the first day since this round in the semifinals that I've dropped out of first place. And I have to raise about $10,000 a day just to stay in first place. And so today I had a lot of things going on and I ran short and I didn't get my $10,000 in donations today. So I'm back in second. So,
well,
but
you're a winner as
double
far
vote.
as I'm concerned, no matter what the outcome. But we want to vote because Lisa is a hometown girl, folks.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, even if you could only do $10, $20, whatever you could do, so $1,000 would help me make up for where I lost ground today.
Hey, Lisa, I'm going to get off this show tonight and be rude and crass across the board to get you plenty of votes. Apparently,
I'm not going to hear the end of this, Lisa.
Apparently,
I know. Me either. He'll be calling me at 2 in the morning again.
Hey, I'm a lot of things, but rude and crass. Woo! Love it. That's me. I'll take it. I'm going to get a whole new shirt. It's going to say rude and crass.
That would be awesome. I'd pay to see that.
I know. Dude, that's my new thing.
We should get you one for the show.
It's going to be rude and crass. That's my new
thing.
What
is that, so Lee? What are you doing?
Anytime Lee wants to be...
Is this your picture?
Right. Anytime Lee wants to say something and do something, he's going to say, hey, Mr. Rude and Crass. I know that's not going anywhere.
No, I'm not. I don't like those words.
That's me. Lee, you've known me for a long time. Yeah, I know. That you can imagine.
I know, listen, I know that I can be, I have been in the past, not so much anytime in any recent time, but I know you can be when, you have in the past.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Right. But that's not who I am anymore. It's not who Billy is anymore.
Apparently one of my fans thinks so. So I'm going to have to adjust my
program. I'm going to tell you, the reason I put that up is I thought it was ridiculous.
I think it's, listen, let's make sure we close that out. Because once I saw it up there and I have no problems with reviews and names and what I have no problem. I don't want anybody holding that back because that's my role on this show. That's my role in some of the research I'm doing out there when I talk to people and do things. But it's not like I get on those sites and say, listen, and let me tell you what I would think would be rude and crass. So I'm not going to say anything, but it's certainly, crass. It's like I told her to take her top off. Ridiculous.
Yeah, can't we all just be friends? We fight like this every day, and then we make up. Actually, about three times a day, we have a huge argument, and then we make up every single day.
This is what the show's all about. Lee is a beautiful soul who's kind, and he wants to do this and this, and he wants to do things. And Lisa Marie is the voice of reason, and she wants to do stuff. And you know what? I'm going to be slightly close to the edge just about every show. So just think that this is coming. But guess what? You're going to get
this is normal for us to fight like this.
You're going to get rude and crass now every week. End of story.
And
it'll be great for the show.
Every time.
People love it. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to go, here we go again. And what are we going to fight about tomorrow, guys?
Hey, Billy, just remember one thing, though. Okay? Do you see the mute sign there? I am God when it comes to this show. So
that's true. Yeah, he's in control.
That you have to remember. Not only that, dude, I took mute off, but not only that,
it's going to start again.
I can also put him in the back room.
I'm okay with that. But dude, what you did was you threw that up on the screen.
I know.
You ran the bus. You ran the bus over me, and then you shut me off into another room. I was like, oh my God.
It was good. It was funny. Okay, it was.
Hey, look here.
Hey, it's not funny to her.
Well, it doesn't have to be.
It was right. Listen, you don't think I feel terrible? First of all, we never even got to a point of asking anybody out. Second of all, she's on Plenty of Fish, so I'm sure it's a long road back quickly to the long road back to the trailer from her bike. But I'm trying to work. By the way, that's rude and crass. She's a very nice. Listen, she's a very.
I love working with you guys. You know that.
6 minutes. We've gone 6 minutes longer than we normally scheduled to go.
Yeah.
So there goes Billy, and maybe we should put him in the back room.
He's having an issue.
Carrie Crawford is already ringing my phone. She is hysterical laughing at this. I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
You know what? And listen, I want to apologize to that young lady, and because I am not rude and crass. I'm actually a very gentle, giant, fun guy, and I would never have done that. I'm sure somewhere in the discussion, I'm going to have to go back and read. There was probably something that I tilted or I went on tilt, but never rude and crass.
Not you, Billy. You never go on tilt.
Also, we love you guys. We love everybody who's watching the show. We care about you, but it's also entertainment. Billy's turning blue. Look at him.
You okay?
Entertainment as well as great advice from Lisa, semi-great advice from Billy, no advice at all from me.
Don't get started again.
We're trying to give you guys the best look at love hacks as we can.
Dude, that was a total hack tonight.
We need more people calling or writing in next week with more questions.
Yeah,
so
we'll have that.
Yeah,
dude, I totally got hacked. That was the best hack ever.
We come up with what our topic, and we were happy to hear what anybody else thinks we should have for a topic.
Yeah.
By all means, let us know. When we come up with a topic, we're going to let you guys know the topic by Monday of next week, and you can then chime in, ask questions about the topic so that we can discuss those. But I'm going to say something. This is the name of the show, and I did this last week. I'm going to do it again. Lisa, give us a love hack.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just totally unprepared for that today. You guys got me thrown off. You guys got me so thrown off.
The last thing we're going to do, I'm going to ask you for a love hack. And I want you to give us a love hack. That's how we're going to close the show every week. Okay?
I'll go ahead and close it this week. Don't be rude and crass, guys. Don't be rude and crass. It's not going to go well. And Lee's going to put it on the screen. No rude and crass. Jesus Christ.
We all got to just be nice.
I'm in so much trouble.
No, you're not. It was perfect.
Maybe this will make you feel better.
I don't bad about
What?
I don't want that nice lady to feel bad about stuff, but and again, something else. I mean, amazing stuff. I'm like, for loss of words, you got me perfectly. Like I'm in the middle of this stroke on the show, and boom, let me silence him with the rude and crass. He's rude and crass.
That's what I'm trying to do.
He just wanted to get a reaction out of you. That's all.
Guys, be good.
Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote.
Don't forget to vote. Vote. You're going to see it on all my pages.
Vote.
Yeah, it's going to
That's
be on
right.
everybody's page. Go on,
That's
click
right.
the link.
That's right. And we love you. We're